Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos. If you have seen one of my videos before and you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a lot to me. If you wouldn't consider going ahead and going that little extra step and hitting that like button right now, that would be fantastic. As well, if this is the first video of mine that you've seen, thank you so much for stopping by and checking it out. I hope you like it. If you do, I invite you to subscribe and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you're informed when I put out new videos. Okay, today's video is going to be a mail call unboxing. And in this mail call, we have a CGC graded key that I think also has spec potential. Now, this book wasn't exactly cheap. Wasn't super expensive, but wasn't exactly cheap either. But it was more than I usually spend on a book based on its spec potential. But it's already a key in its own right. But it looks like it possibly has room to grow even further. And in fact, it looks like some of the events of the past week may have indicated that that is the case. And that is why I jumped on this book right now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up this package. We're going to talk about where I got this book from. We're going to look over how well they packaged it and stuff. We're going to reveal the book. We're going to talk about why it's important. I'm going to tell you why I bought it at this point, what I paid for it, and what I'm planning on doing with it moving forward. All right, let's go ahead and dig into this book. Now, you will see right here, UPS just hates the word fragile and decides to basically punch every box that says fragile. I don't know why, but the good news is it was insured by the seller. So hopefully if there are any problems with caused by this damage, the insurance will take care of it. Now, this package came from a seller called Exchange Collectibles. They do a lot of store exclusives and slabbed items. In fact, this punchline that I have right here behind me, I brought out because I purchased this from Exchange Collectibles as well. But one thing that I noticed here, we got it open now, is that basically this is just packed without any bubble wrap. It's just styrofoam ends on this book, like this. That's a little disconcerting, but we're gonna go ahead and see if anything bad happened. So the punch was on where the back of the book is. At first glance, it looks like it is okay. And the front looks like it is mostly okay as well. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the book, and it is Venom, number 9 in a 9.8. This is the first appearance of Dylan Brock. Now, the question is, why did I get this book in particular? Well, it's because of the first appearance of Dylan Brock. Now, I've been having my eye on this book for a very long time. Ever since I've been reading Venom, there's been one thing that really stood out to me in Donny Cates' run of Venom, and that is the relationship between Eddie Brock and his son, Dylan Brock, who first appeared in this book. I think they've been building a lot for what's going to be happening with Dylan in the future. I think he has a lot of potential. So I've been watching this book, kind of sort of waiting for an indicator of like, yes, Jeff, the spec is real on this. Yes, Dylan is going to be a thing. And I kind of decided to go ahead and jump on this book recently when this happened. Donny Cates put out a tweet that said, "Seen a lot of confusion about this, so I just want to clarify, yes, Venom 200 will be my last issue writing Venom, ever. Thank you all for supporting us. This has been a lifelong dream come true to tell this story for you all. Thank you all. More info to come." Well, that means to me, when I saw this, I thought, okay, if Donny Cates was going to do something with Dylan, it's going to be happening, and it is going to be happening soon. That is in the next 3 issues of Venom. And apparently, I'm not the only one that thought so. In fact, last Sunday, when I finally pulled the trigger, I was watching a video from Comic Tom 101. Shout out to you, Comic Tom. He was doing his weekly top 10 hottest books of the week. And number 10 was this book, Venom number 9, because people were starting to pick it up because they had the same thought that I have. And that is that Dylan has potential moving forward. And if something's going to happen, it's going to be while Donny Cates is on it. And if he's leaving the title forever, it is going to be happening very, very soon. Well, I went ahead and I looked at the article that is here on this tweet, the IGN article. And there were some things that I want to point out to you from the article that help support my feeling that something is going to be happening and that this book, which is already key, remember, because of the first appearance of Dylan Brock, is going to grow even further. One thing the article says is that this is meant to usher in a brand new status quo for Eddie Brock and his symbiotic other. Okay, a brand new status quo, which means things were going to be changing a little bit in this book. It also says, but if this cover is any indication, or this cover, let me go ahead and show you the cover for issue 200, okay? But it says here in the article, but if this cover is any indication, we could very well see Eddie wield all black, the Necrosword, and supplant Null as the new ruler of the symbiotes. Okay, that's really interesting to me. Yes, that Necrosword being in what I believe is Eddie Brock as Venom's hand, at least that's what they're saying, possibly, brings up a lot of questions. What's going to happen to Null? As someone that has Null's first appearance as well, I'm really hoping that they don't just destroy Null and he's gone forever, because that would hurt the value of the book that I have a lot and hurt the value that a lot of people have invested in that Venom number 3. But what's interesting about what's happening in Venom right now, and I don't want to give any spoilers away, but something is happening with Eddie right now that basically puts his future in question. And if his future as Venom is in question, well, what does the future hold for Venom? Possibly this guy? Possibly Dylan Brock being the next Venom? Once again, this is a lot of speculation. This is a lot of guesswork. This is a lot of maybes and we'll sees. But certain breadcrumbs, certain little clues lead us to that. I'm going to read some more from this IGN article. I've redacted a part of this one because I didn't want to give away any spoilers once again. You know, it says, it should come as no surprise, King of Black and its immediate aftermath will be hugely transformative for Venom. Okay? It also says, he may no longer be the man he once was, for better or worse. Once again, if he's not, then, you know, if he's not Venom, who is? Or even if he continues to be Venom, but maybe something not better but worse happens for him, like who is going to help, you know, fill that void? Dylan Brock has been teed up for, you know, 30 issues, almost leading up, not 30, 25 issues leading up to this. So, you know, I think that he's a good bet. You know, the way they've been developing his powers, you know, in the Venom storyline. I mean, even just recently, I read a panel where some of the heroes were like, you have powers? And it was like, it's kind of everybody's learning that Dylan has powers and that potentially super badass powers. So I think there's something to be said for his future there. Another thing I'm going to read from this IGN article, that'll be a big surprise for people reading, and I can't wait for you all to see it, because that's also been something that we've been planning since day one. That's a quote from Donny Cates, a big surprise that they've been planning from day one. Now, it might not be Dylan related. There might be other surprises in there as well, but he could also be talking about the future of Dylan there. And finally, he says, they say in the article, while the new status quo spinning out of King in Black will open up plenty of new storytelling possibilities. So, I mean, they refer in this article several times to a new status quo. And I think that a lot of that might have to do with Dylan and Dylan's role. You can't really have a new status quo for Eddie Brock without kind of like leveling up Dylan, as far as I am concerned, as far as it seems for me. So all of these, with Donny Cates once again and Ryan Stegman leaving Venom, I think what's the future hold for Null and what's the future hold for Dylan Brock? They are two character creations of significance during their run on Venom. I don't think they're going to want to just dump these characters, either of them. I think that they're going to want to build up these characters as much as possible. Because let's face facts. As a writer, creator, you don't want to create a character, especially one that gains any popularity, and then just dump them. You have a lot to benefit from your characters going on forever, not to mention just like, you know, the financial aspect, but actually it has to do with, you know, longevity of something you've created, maybe even outliving you someday, characters like Null and potentially Dylan. So I have a lot of optimism for Dylan as a character, and that's why I went ahead and picked up this book. Now, another reason I went ahead and picked up this book right now is that I got a pretty good price on it from Exchange Collectibles. Exchange Collectibles was selling this book for $200. But on Exchange Collectibles, they have this thing that pops up whenever you go to their website. I'm going to put their website down in the description. That pops up and says, sign up for our newsletter, get 10% off. Well, I tried to do that, and I'd already signed up for their newsletter, but that didn't work. So I did a search for a coupon code, and I found that there was a coupon code out there. It's ECON, E-C-O-N, all one thing, and that gave me 10% off. I'll put that information down in the description with the link to Exchange Collectibles. So you can buy this book and anything off their site for 10% off using that code. In addition, anything over $100 on the Exchange Collectibles website comes with free shipping. So at a list price of $200 on this book, I got it for $180, shipped, no taxes, out the door, $180. Now, if you scale that back and you look back at that as like an FMV of what it would be if I had bought it on eBay, you have to minus shipping, you have to minus taxes. So this book minus shipping, which let's say is $10 or $15, and minus taxes, which for me is 10.25% in Burbank, California, this book would have cost me, before taxes and shipping, around $150 to $155. You cannot find this book for that amount right now. In fact, I went back to Exchange Collectibles thinking maybe I should buy another one of these 2 days after I purchased this, and the price of this book had shot up an additional $29.99, an additional $30. This book went up from Sunday to Tuesday because I think a lot of people like me jumped on the Exchange Collectibles website and started scooping up this book, and they're like, what's going on? Let's raise the price $30. But even with the $30 price increase, this is still a good price for this book, and if you're interested, you might want to go and scoop it up sooner than later. With the 10% off, it's going to cost you $203 shipped, and that's out the door, and that's actually not a bad price for this book right now. You go on to eBay, and this book is selling for as much as $250, and even as low as like $197 recently. But you consider, even with a $197 purchase, that's plus tax, which for me, once again, is 10%, so that's an extra $20, let's call it. So that's $217. Plus this one had $21 in shipping. So that's like That's $239 right there just on that book. And just kind of quickly scanning over these listings that I have right here, I think $239 is just about, there's $235. So let's say $235 is just about as cheap as you can get this book. So $203 from Exchange Collectibles is still a pretty good deal. You might want to consider scooping up one for yourself right now. If you look at the Go Collect FMV on this book, it's $170. I think that that's a little bit behind. I mean, to me, that's clearly behind the actual value of this book. You look at some of the recent sales data of 9.8s here in January on cover price, and I mean, you see everything there is, almost everything there is above $170, more in the $195 to $200 range. So that's, I think, that's what eBay shows, and I think cover price is giving you better examples of that right now. So, once again, I picked this up because of its spec potential. I picked it up because it's already a key. It's already inherently valuable. It's already seeing growth in its value in the past week. I mean, I spent $180 on this. I think I could easily find a buyer for this right now for at least $230, make $50 in a week. That wouldn't be so bad. But I'm actually going to hold on to it for now. I'm going to roll the dice on it for now. If I was only interested in the flip and the $50, I would just sell it right now and make $50 and be happy with that. That's not so bad. But I'm going to gamble and I'm going to hold on to it for now. I'm going to wait and I'm going to see. A lot of the growth potential, a lot of the current growth in this book is based on its potential. People see the possibility of it growing even further, and that's raising the price. Well, let's say nothing happens with Dylan Brock. Well, the prices will probably lower, and I could potentially end up losing money on this, but I got it on such a good price, I don't think I'm going to lose money on this, but I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to see if Dylan is the next Venom, or something else entirely. If Dylan's significance continues to grow, and if it does, I think it's going to happen in these next 3 issues. So I'm going to be watching Venom very carefully. The book that comes out soon is Legacy 198, and then there'll be 199, then 200. I believe it comes out like the first week of April or something like that. I'm very interested in seeing what Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman have planned for, first off, my initial spec on my boy Null, hoping that continues to be a valuable book. I'm sure it will. And then also here now with Dylan to see if he is, like I said before, leveled up and turned into something even more special. And like I said, Donny Cates has been putting way too much importance on the Eddie-Dylan relationship to not have had something planned for Dylan. That's just what my gut is telling me. So we'll see, and we'll find out soon enough. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed my unboxing. I hope that, maybe if you think that, like, hey, Jeff, Dylan Brock is a dud, you just threw away $180, then let me know down in the comments. I would be interested in hearing that. Or if you think, Jeff, you scored. What do you mean you got that book for $180 out the door? You are such a lucky guy. Hey, I like your congratulations as well. Let me know about that down in the comments. If you didn't hit the like button when we started this video, now's your last chance. Do it, please. Likes are really great and really appreciated. And then once again, if you are a first-time viewer and you like this video, please consider subscribing. The subscribe guy right here is a great way to do it, and hit the notification bell so that you're informed when I put out new videos. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.